Ah, autumn. Osamu Dazai. A professional poet never knows when or what kind of request might come their way, so they must always be prepared with materials for poetry. If a request comes in for something about autumn, the poet thinks, all right, here we go, opens the drawer labeled A and finds notes on various topics: love, blue, red, aki. They then select the note for autumn and calmly begin to review it. It says, dragonflies. Transparent. In autumn, even dragonflies seem frail, their bodies dead, their spirits alone drifting through the air. Their delicate forms appear translucent in the autumn sunlight. It says, autumn is what remains after summer has burned away. Scorched earth. Summer is a chandelier. Autumn is a lantern. Cosmos flowers, tragic. Once, while waiting for a plate of zarusoba at a suburban soba shop, I picked up an old magazine on the table. Flipping through it, I found a photograph from the Great Earthquake. A field of burnt ruins stretched across the page. Amidst the desolation, a woman in a checkered yukata sat alone, exhausted, crouched on the ground. My chest burned as I fell in love with her miserable figure. A terrible desire welled up in me. Suffering and desire seem to be two sides of the same coin. I could hardly breathe. Whenever I come across cosmos flowers in a withered field, I feel the same piercing anguish. Morning glories in autumn suffocate me just as much. It says, autumn arrives at the same time as summer. Autumn lurks, hidden within summer, already present. But people, deceived by the sweltering heat, fail to notice it. If you listen carefully, you'll hear insects chirping from the very start of summer. If you observe the garden closely, you'll see bellflowers blooming as soon as summer begins. Even dragonflies, after all, are originally summer insects. Persimmons, too, set their fruit during the summer months. Autumn is a cunning demon. It prepares itself completely while still within summer, then squats there, smirking. A poet with an eye as sharp as mine can see right through it. When I hear my family rejoicing in the summer, wondering whether to go to the beach or the mountains, I feel sorry for them. Autumn has already slipped in alongside summer. Autumn is a persistent trickster. Ghost stories are good. A blind masseur. Hello? Hello. The beckoning pampas grass. Beyond it, surely, there is a graveyard. Ask for directions, and a mute woman in a withered field responds in silence. There are all sorts of things written here that I don't quite understand. Perhaps they were meant as notes, but even I no longer recall why I wrote them. It says, outside the window, I see an ugly autumn butterfly crawling clumsily over the black earth of the garden. It is extraordinarily resilient, and thus refuses to die. It is, by no means, fragile. When I wrote that, I was in great pain. I will never forget when I wrote it. But I won't speak of it now. It says, the abandoned sea. Have you ever visited a beach in autumn? Torn parasols wash ashore, remnants of summer's revelry. A discarded paper lantern with a rising sun emblem lies forgotten. Hairpins, scraps of paper, shattered records, empty milk bottles. The sea is tinged a murky red, waves crashing heavily, sluggishly. Ogata-san had a child, didn't she? In autumn, my skin dries out, it makes me nostalgic. Autumn is the best season for flying. I don't really understand these notes either. Perhaps I overheard snippets of conversation about autumn and wrote them down as they were. And then, there's this. Artists were always supposed to be friends of the week. It has nothing to do with autumn. But perhaps it, too, belongs to a category I might call the thoughts of a season. Other notes. Farmhouse. Picture book. Autumn and soldiers. Autumn silkworms. Fire. Smoke. A temple. A jumble of scribbles fills the page.